Welcome to 2024. I hope your new year is off to a good start. I actually got to spend the first week of the year in Los Angeles and Hollywood for a company gig. It was a good time, and the weather is a lot nicer there for riding than here for sure. But now it's time to take down the 23 Harley-Davidson calendar and put up the 24. And Harley-Davidson has already updated their website, and they're showing some of the 24 models already. These are called carryover models. This has been a practice over the last couple of years from Harley. They stopped production of the current year model a little early, and they start shipping dealers some previews of 24s, but they're bikes that really have no changes other than paint color. And this year, we still have the incandescent turn signal. I really find it hard to believe this far along we're still dealing with an incandescent bulb on a Harley-Davidson. I also will say for the early releases of these carryover models, the colors are still a bit boring. Just like with the CVOs, this silver color has not been real popular. I know there's a lot of fans of this color, and colors are a very personal thing. So it's hard to make a color that everyone is happy with. But I believe in the last couple of years, Harley is really missing the mark. They're picking just kind of boring colors. There are a lot of the same shade, and there's just not a lot of character. I will say the paint quality is still there. The paint is amazing. Harley's done an amazing job of painting motorcycles for many years. And they've done a great job with the logos and the badges on the tanks. But for the last couple of years, I think the colors are just missing what the average Harley-Davidson rider is looking for. And I think they're falling short yet again here in 2024. I think another giant miss for Harley-Davidson is they decided to change the standard color to billiard gray. And many are referring to this as really primer gray, because it's a really light gray color, not a lot of character to it whatsoever. It's okay on a black part bike. On a chrome bike, I don't think it looks good at all. But to make this the standard color and then upcharge for black, which has always been the standard color, I think is a big miss for Harley-Davidson once again to start this year. It does look like the surcharge has disappeared, but they just rolled it into the pricing on these 24s. So you're really still paying that surcharge. It just isn't labeled as a surcharge anymore. And then we did see a reduction of the entry-level Sportster. I think that's nice. That's a good reduction of price to make that bike more approachable. And I think some people that have bigger bikes often look for a smaller bike as a secondary one. So the lower the price, the more appealing that bike looks. But pricing overall is really unchanged to me. It's really the same as last year, $100 here, $100 there. The surcharge is built in, but the bikes really remain the same price, which I do think is important for Harley to maintain that. It's just an ultra competitive market, and the rider and the buyers are just not spending the discretionary money anymore, hanging on to their current bikes. And I think the price is a big limiting point for many. So very important for Harley to keep that price in check. There's a couple of models missing from the website. Mainly the Fat Bob is gone, and then the Pan America Standard is also gone. And will we see updates to these models, or are they both just going to be gone from the American market? Many are showing that several bikes that have disappeared in America are still available on the UK site. So you can go over there and pick one up, but they're gone from the list here. Harley did give us a teaser video of some notable changes to the touring line. The website currently only shows the Limiteds and the Road King Special. So we're suspecting that the rest of the touring line is going to look like the CVOs. So we're going to see the CVO Street Glide and this CVO Road Glide as the standard model for the 24s. We noticed in the video that the crash guard is chrome, but also the mirrors are chrome, and they're the older stock style. I think that mirror's been overused and it's time for a new one. But that really answers the question what the plan was for these updated CVOs. They're going to be the standard touring bikes in 2024. My big question is, what size motor are we going to see? Is it going to be this 121-inch, or are we going to see something smaller in the standard lineup? I'm really not sure. I do know it probably costs more to make different engine sizes, And clearly Harley is paying attention to the bottom line, maybe too much. But we may see the 121 on all of these motorcycles, and frankly, I think that's okay. This motor is truly amazing, and why not have it out there if you can produce it at that price? In the teaser video, we clearly see a road glide and then a street glide, but then there's a third bike in the back. That's very intentional. That's a model that's going to have some updates. Many are saying it might be a Pan America and maybe the smaller version of a Pan America. I know for me, I was interested in that. I was never ridden off-road. I've never ridden in dirt at all. And I think a smaller entry-level off-road bike would be nice. But we'll see. That headlight could also be the Fat Bob. So is the Fat Bob coming back redesigned? Or is it a new model altogether? But that's the whole point. It's a teaser to generate some excitement. And I will say, Harley, you could use some. So with the assumption that this bike will become the standard model, will they have the bugs worked out? We're still encountering bugs, and we even have a recent recall that's rather scary, that if you go above 100 miles on a street glide, you may get a death wobble and die. So that's something yet to be fixed, and we have yet to see what the fix actually is, but none of it sounds really great, and it's not a good look for Harley at all. We also have no update for the infotainment system. We're still living with the navigation bugs and the sourcing bugs in this system, and there just is no update yet. So if you suddenly release this model as your standard model, are your riders going to accept it? It's got a lot of bugs yet, a lot to be worked out, and very little time before you start shipping them. Well, that's what we know thus far. The rest of it will be revealed on January 24th at 10 a.m. Central. You know I'll be there watching, and I'll be recording a video to share with you. We recently hit 1,000 subscribers on January 2nd, in fact. I really want to thank all of you for supporting this channel, and those that are subscribing, an extra thanks. If you're watching this and have not subscribed, it means so much as a YouTuber, especially a small one, to break that 1,000 subscriber mark, and I'd love to push it further. So please consider subscribing. But until next time, in the Friction Zone.